We didn't have Alice. We didn't have Michelle Rodriguez. Very nice. I'm just saying.
Banana Bear Show.
Can we talk about another movie?
No.
No, no, we can't talk about
Yes, we can talk about
Resident that is evil.
Yes.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, we can.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Let's hear it. Non-spoiler.
Okay, I'll be vague on some things.
Okay.
Resident Evil, as everyone knows, is a big ass property. Actually, I
Yeah.
would probably say it's the biggest property out there.
I mean, there's
For the last
lots
2
of games
years.
and lots of movies, so.
But think about what has been released like this year and last year alone. We had Resident Evil with the count with the big booty and the
Okay.
voluptuous, in Village. You
Yeah.
had VR
Yeah.
of Resident Evil 4. You
Yeah.
had them in Fortnite. Oh, you're talking about Fortnite, but yeah, they were in there.
Yeah.
Um, and then we have this movie. That's 4 things, and I'm pretty sure there's something else.
And the remakes of
Yeah,
RE2 and 3 and 4. Did they do
4
Code
didn't get a
Veronica?
remake yet.
There's leaks of 4 coming out, but nothing yet.
But I mean, we did get VR 4, so
yeah.
Still, a lot of shit has been getting released. Oh, and then they were also in Dead by Daylight.
Yes, that's true.
So they have been out there whoring themselves. And now we have this movie.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, the first time you saw Resident Evil, I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
I was disappointed it wasn't Resident Evil.
Talking about Resident Evil.
Yeah, the
movie?
first one. Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
When it came out, I'm like, why can't it be like the game? Like, it's not like the game at all.
Yeah.
They didn't go into this hive down below. There was no hive down below. There's no little girl. You're all going to die down here.
Yeah.
Like, none of that. We didn't have Alice. We didn't have Michelle Rodriguez. Very nice. I'm just saying. Or, the British guy being cubed to death.
Yeah.
That was still a pretty good movie.
It was.
For what it was.
It's the best out of all those movies.
Yes. But you know what? If it wasn't Resident Evil, it would have been a lot better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Even if we got to see a hoo-ha shot of the main character at the end, you have to pause it. So she didn't maintenance it. So
thanks for that insight, Corum.
When we saw all these Resident Evil movies, they got goofier and goofier.
Yeah.
People hated them,
but
they kept paying homage to the damn games. Even the goofy crap, like with Wilson, like throwing his glasses, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that was the only thing that kept me kind of watching those was the fan tributes.
It was you guys that made it keep coming. So anyway, we all wished for something that was like, I don't know, like the games.
Yes.
Well, here comes a movie called Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
And we not only get a tribute to the first game, but the second one as well.
Yep.
Intertwined at the same damn time somehow, and having backstory with 2 of her characters you didn't really fucking need at all. Not at all, because you could have cut it out. It didn't matter that they were together in a orphanage.
Well, it doesn't, but it might later.
No, okay. So I'll say this. One, this was made by somebody that said, you know what would be cool? This shot. And then somehow worked that shot in there.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could call it a spoiler of a shot in this movie, but there's a part where we see only the zombies by muzzle flare.
Yeah.
Pretty cool shot. Didn't need to be in that movie. It was just put in there.
It was fine, because okay, so the thing with Resident Evil, the game, it scares you because you don't know what's coming up. And it does this creature type stuff, the mutations and stuff like that. But it's more like you're playing the character. In the movie, you have to do something to kind of scare people more, kind of put them in that, oh crap, there's something. Oh crap, there's something. Because you do that with events in the game. So
you wanted more jump scares.
Yes and no. I feel
That's
like
not what was the problem with this movie. Let's say
mm,
the first thing off the top of my head. The casting. Holy shit, everyone was casted wrong. Maybe except for the look of Chris.
uh-huh.
For some reason, out of all the characters, I like Chris the best because he was the first character I ever played with in
Okay.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I guess his sister, maybe because she was supposed to be the main
Okay, so hold on.
person in
You're
this movie.
talking about who you liked. What was the worst casting?
The guy from the second Resident Evil movie, and I
Leon?
mean, yeah, oh yeah,
What was wrong with
oh
Leon?
hey, can you believe that I just became a cop? You don't say. Doesn't know how to use a
Okay.
shotgun.
So they
Doesn't know
played
how to
on
use
that
a
too much.
shotgun.
When's the last time you played Resident Evil 2?
Been a while.
Okay. So his character is like that. They really played it up in this, but at the same time, I can see where they were going. Um, they wanted to differentiate Chris from Leon because they're in the same movie. Like,
Yeah.
so the
Because
way to do that is to make him a little more goofy.
Chris is your straight up action star.
Yeah.
I mean, he punches boulders.
Yeah.
Um, not in this movie, but
You know.
no, sorry. If we don't count Leon, we count Mister. Oh God, I just said his name. Bad guy. Yes.
Wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah. What he was like a jock in this. Um,
Yeah, he was cast very well. That was one of the ones. Yeah.
really?
So, do you know any of the story about him?
He's
From
more
the
like
movie?
his son.
Hmm?
He's more like his son. His son was like that. Like,
Yeah,
with the beard and
but they're obviously doing something a little different with this. I feel like
well, if you're going all out with visuals from this, like, because it is flat out, hey, let's go a bar for bar, the game,
that
trying to mix it together.
it's not though. It's not.
It kind of is.
No, because it's mixing two of the games together. There's no crocodile in this from part 2.
Okay. All right.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
not saying everything. Okay. I
Yeah,
know
I
you're
know.
upset about the crocodile, but I just say this. This had no soul. It
Okay.
didn't. And a story like Resident Evil, as much as we bitched and moaned about Resident Evil, the original one, not being like the game, we see why that really wouldn't work, because those games and the story and the visuals work for the game because it's a game, not a movie. And the remakes have shown that the remakes of the game do a better job of homaging the actual games that they came from than what a movie can do. Because a movie is a media that is showing you that's it. You're not in control. You are third, fourth person in this predicament.
Right.
So the scares are different. In a game, you could do a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's funny because now I'm starting to notice that gaming may be a better platform to tell stories
Yes.
than movies.
Because it puts
And I
you
never ever thought that.
because it puts you in the position of that person typically, or kind of feeling the same things that your character is feeling, where a movie you are on the outside watching, you're cheering for those people. So
Striving to not be them, but I know what you're saying.
yeah. So it's a whole nother dynamic. Like it immerses you more. That's the whole thing. Like immersion, that's the big thing. VR and everything else. That's what we're striving for, and movies aren't finding a way to do that. So they're kind of falling behind a little bit. Not saying that movies are going to die out anytime soon, but they really need to figure out something to advance. But I genuinely liked this movie. I do agree with you. It was very much a copy paste. Not as much soul as should have been put into this, but I also
They were so close on some aspects too.
Yes.
Like, and you're like, oh, and it starts picking up, and the movie ends.
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
I still say if you liked Resident Evil and you like um, horror movies to a certain extent, action movies. Go see it.
I was gonna say action movies totally, but not a horror movie. The same horror
Okay,
movie.
well,
Not at all. Let's be honest here.
yeah, okay. I mean, it has horror aspects. Like, well, let's get into spoilers because I'm going to end up saying something. I'm going to pull a quorum. Spoilers. My favorite part was the liquor part, even though it was very small and very short. It was just the feel of that, like, tense moment, and the guy gets picked up and eaten and then thrown back down, and then the chase happens. Totally wasn't expecting what happened, like how she killed that liquor, but like I didn't even know that character from the games. I'd forgotten or something. Like,
it's the first game.
I don't remember.
You want to know why I remember?
Why?
The original movie had it in there.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And then I remember the original game had the liquor in it. The guy with the brains and the big tongue.
Well, yeah, no, the liquor, I'm talking about the woman, Lisa Trevor. The woman that was tied up, had the thing on her arms, and she killed the liquor in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember her from the games.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual liquor.
No, I remember the liquors, dude. That's like, yeah.
Okay.
The liquors looked cool. A little iffy on the animation. It was almost a little too cartoony, but I still liked it. Too carny. I disagree with like the casting. I feel like they made some choices to change people. Leon Kennedy changed. It made him a little goofier, but I see why they had to do that. Not Claire, Jill Valentine. They changed her a little bit. They made her very much like Amazon.
Yeah, like, oh, hey, remember that Alice character? Let's just make Jill her now. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Well, dude, if you think about it, like, all right, out of everybody, she's the one that they're trying to be like, oh, women power, Jill Valentine. And everyone's like, what about the other one, the one that everyone likes?
Yeah, Claire.
Nope, Jill Valentine was the first one. She's got to be our woman, badass. But everyone likes this one. Nope. Jill Valentine's going to be our spokesperson.
Put them both in the movie. It's good.
Oh, no, I know that. But, like, everyone... okay.
No, I get it.
Let me digress that. The movie even knows this because Valentine wasn't the main, chick in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how, like, I like to make the Scarlet Witch joke and the Captain Marvel joke. Like, who would you rather have on your team? The batshit crazy one or the bitch? Yeah, you'd rather have the batshit crazy one. She's more relatable. No one likes the bitch. Nice. So that's the feeling I got with them.
Okay.
But like, I didn't mind those castings. I just that Wesker and like Leon, that those were the two that like I didn't think were done right.
Okay, so I explained Leon, but Wesker, the reason they did that, and you saw the post-credit scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he comes out, he's saved by Ada Wong, and again, we're in spoilers. And then he pulls out the glasses because now he has the eyes that are different. So the actor himself said, we had to get away from the glasses. We had to get away from the personality from the games because he wanted to show the human side first. Because he is human and then he's not. And that is something that I completely understand. He is very much in it for himself, but him getting infected with the virus, which he does have in the game as well, but it's before he joined Stars. So they've changed it a little bit. But I think the way they do him in this one is adequate. They got somebody that looks like him. They kind of play him as a goof, like jock character, like you said, which, I mean, he technically is. He's very much athletic. And then they add that layer of villain. Like even before that, his whole reason for going into there was to get paid and get out of the town. It's all for himself. And now you add this T virus or whichever virus he was infected with, into his system, which can drive people crazy. And on top of the fact he's self-serving, on top of the fact he has whatever superpowers he has now, can survive death, it can make him super villain and be just like he is in the games. And I think it's a dead on casting. They're just doing something different with the character, the backstory of the character, I guess. But now he can be like he is in the games, and I feel like that's going to play up much better in the second movie if they have a second movie. I don't. I've not seen the. I don't think any of us have seen how it's doing at the box office yet.
Not good.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. I hope it's enough to get a sequel because I did like it genuinely. I feel like they kind of weaved in and out between the two games fairly well, incorporating, the big parts of both games. Two of the parts that did stand out is when they used music to kind of, I don't know, push a scene forward. Like whenever the truck driver slams his truck and it explodes and then he's walking in, and there was an 80s song. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but he's walking into an 80s song, like On Fire, Zombified, and everything. That just completely took me out of the movie.
I don't know what song you're talking. I know what you're talking. I don't know the name of the song.
I don't either. And then the part where the captain is trying to escape the town, and he's blocked in. He's in his car, and he's blocked in, and they start firing at him. And it starts playing another 80s song. I can't think of it either. But that really stuck out. Like these big pieces of cinematography that they did with music, and I'm just like, no, that's not this movie. That shouldn't be in here. All
right, I'll say all these songs that are on here.
Oh, okay.
More and More. Was that one? My Favorite Game. I Want to See the Bright Lights Tonight. It's a Heartache. Time of Our Lives. Crash. Any Way You Want It.
Oh, Any Way You Want It. That's the one that plays for the zombie that's on fire, the truck driver, as he's walking in.
What's another one?
The other one, or was that
Crash? It's a Heartache.
Man, I don't remember because I was so taken out of the movie by it. I started laughing both of those times, like out loud laughing.
They're all these songs are like really old.
Yeah. Oh,
like 70s, 80s.
I also liked how they portrayed the 80s in this. Like they definitely put it into the early 90s, 80s kind of motif. Like whenever Claire comes into Chris's apartment thing, and then she puts in the VHS tape, like, you gotta see this. I was in a chat room. He's like, what's a chat room?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure I know what the other song was.
What was it?
What's Up? And I'll say, hey,
yeah.
Yep. That's the song. I didn't know the name of the song before. And I typed it in right now, and I just see.
So did you have the same reaction I did? Did you laugh when those happened?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I hate that. All right. When I was a kid, I hated that damn song. All right. I remember that when they came out on MTV, and I just used to make fun of it. And I'll try.
But it wasn't even the song. It was like the visual and the song together. It just.
It was a very who did Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah, it's one of those moments which work in his movies,
Yeah,
because they're supposed to
doesn't
be
work here.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't work here. You need to have some kind of realism to this to make it like make you feel something and like cheer for these people. Otherwise, you're basically watching superheroes.
Which was the problem with the original movies?
Yeah, they made Alice a superhero.
More like
Yeah.
and then clones of superheroes, and then all that stuff. It was a mess. I personally would give this movie 2.
2.
2 2 rips. Well, all right, 2 zombie dogs out of 5. I was gonna make some funnier joke, but it's a time restriction. I can't.
I'll give it 2.5 big eyeballs coming out of your shoulder there.
Oh yeah, dude, what the fuck was that?
It was okay. It wasn't the best. They could have done better on that. But I've got to give it at least a 2.5.
Okay.
I don't know.
So
I think Anthony would give it a 1. By the way,
I don't know. Maybe he would like it.
I don't think he's going to.
He never was a fan of Resident Evil, was he?
No.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't like Resident Evil. And as far as the feeling of this movie, I really think that he's not gonna like it. But we'll see.
I mean, it's staying true to the Resident Evil movies.
It is, but they could have done so much.
21%, 19%, 36%, 28%, 25%, 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. Those are, I don't know if those were like all of them, but
okay,
for the most part.
So going back to Ghostbusters and comparing the nostalgia I felt for that versus the nostalgia I felt whenever I watched this, it was
those
not
are two
the
different
same.
nostalgias, though.
Right, it was definitely not the same, and it didn't hit on that stuff that I wanted to see. Like it should have been more of a horror movie than an action movie in most parts. I understand the action part should have been like towards the end whenever you're fighting the T-virus stuff. The tyrant. But
I just know this. For as much as it's been out, let's be honest, I wish Silent Hill had the same like marketing as Resident Evil, because in my opinion, Silent Hill is better.
Yeah.
It had two games that, in my opinion, blow all the other Resident Evil games out the water.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them were garbage. But like,
you didn't like 3? Wait, which ones did you like?
I liked 1 and 2.
Not 1 and 3?
No, I love 1.
Yeah.
Don't forget about 2. 2's the best by far.
2's good too. I liked 1 better than 2.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
With Pyramid Head and all that stuff and the story?
3
the doggo ending?
3 is better than 1.
Yeah.
So that makes it better than 2.
Well, 3 is the sequel to 1.
Yeah.
You need 1 for 3.
Yes.
But you don't need anything for 2.
Yeah, I didn't like it because they moved away from the story.
It showed what the town could do.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just talking personally.
And without that, we would not have the thing that's been used over and over again.
True.
Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
Somehow Pyramid Head has become their flagship, other than the fact that is the guilt of the second main character into, and speaking of movies, they set up the second game going to the movies at the end of the last movie. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That had Jon Snow in it, which is funny because the dad was Jon Snow's.
You know what?
Father.
I didn't realize Pyramid Head was in the second game and not the first. Until you said that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. I'd forgotten. It's been so long since I played that game. He's
only been in the second one. He wasn't in the third.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he was the guilt of the main character. And
okay.
I mean, I know the HD edition, they cut out the very violent scene of him doing bad things to those nurses.
Yeah.
But I just wish that Silent Hill was on like the same level as what people think of Resident Evil. Because when people think of Resident Evil, they think, "Oh, it's cool, zombies, blah blah." But then when you go into it, it's like, "Oh yeah, it's not that great." But like Silent Hill is like, "Oh, that thing that's like Resident Evil, oh, it's not like Resident Evil. Oh, this is kind of freaking deep." like
Yeah.
like it's a really deep story. And I'm like the storyteller like type. Like I rather have a great story than anything else. It's something that's gonna stick with me, and that's why I like Silent Hill more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I went on that tyrant,
No, that's
but
fine.
like we really have nothing else to talk about.
Silent Hill is one of my favorite games, so I like it more than Resident Evil. I was more of a Silent Hill person than a Resident Evil person, and that's typically whenever I talk to people about games. You're either Resident Evil or you're Silent Hill. You probably played both. You probably like both, but you like one more than the other.
I actually liked Silent Hill more at first because of the gameplay.
Yeah,
because it wasn't a tank. Fuck that shit.
I
hate.
My favorite thing in Silent Hill. I knew it was an awesome game whenever I looked at the map and it actually updated with like where I'd been and stuff. That was amazing to me at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you ever get the dog ending?
I don't know. I think I played it until I beat it, and then I stopped.
I heard about I forgot when I heard it, like before or after I played it before, and I wanted to see it because my friend was really good at like Silent Hill at the time. So he played all the way through, and we found out about like what you had to do to get the dog ending.
Right.
And he got it, and I went over and watched it. It was the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's just it's been you the whole time, and the dog's like, They get something like licks the main character. Like this dog has been fucking with this guy this whole time. Yeah. Don't know how, but he has been. And the dog's like, sorry about it.
Because he's an alien dog.
But then it ends with the theme being barked.
I've seen all the endings.
And I think every single one has had an alien ending.
Yes.
Which is like never supposed to be continuity, but
yeah,
if you keep doing it, you know.
Yeah. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there about that.
We'll never get a fucking Silent Hill game.
Banana Bear Joe.